Welcome back to the Holeshot Hustle, the podcast where speed meets grit and the hustle never stops. We're bringing you one banger of an episode, so buckle up because this one's going to rip.
That's right. We're diving into the world of desert racing with none other than Kyle Kolisz. Straight from the high desert of Southern California, Kyle's been twisting throttles and kicking up dust since day one. Inspired by his dad and the legendary Ken Roczen, this dude's been on a mission, and now he's getting ready to make his 450 A-Class debut in the 2025 Work Series.
And if that wasn't enough, we've also got his trainer. Dwayne Rouse is in the house, a multi-time champ, a 3-time Loretta Lynn alum. Dwayne's been in the trenches, lining up with Eli Tomac himself back in the day. Yeah, you heard that right.
From desert ruts to championship runs, these guys know what it takes to hustle.
But first, I want to give a huge shout out to FFW Motorsports. When you are racing at Mesquite MX, having a trusted parts vendor right at the track makes all the difference. No more last-minute scrambling for gear or missing parts. FFW has everything you need.
You can count on Justin and Aaron to be trackside at Mesquite MX through World Mini, keeping you stocked up and ready to ride with top-notch service and fair prices.
FFW Motorsports, from field to track, we've got your back. Big thanks to FFW Motorsports for supporting the Holeshot Hustle and the moto community.
So grab your gear and hit that subscribe button. It's time to drop the gate on this episode of the Holeshot Hustle.
Let's go. Welcome to the Holeshot Hustle. I'm your host, Logan Maurer, and joining me, like always, is my co-host, Joe Maurer.
Hello.
And today we are joined by Kyle Kolisz and Dwayne Rouse in the studio.
What's up, guys?
So we're very excited to have them.
We're glad to be here.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming over, guys.
for sure.
We're excited to get to know you guys. It's first time officially meeting you, Kyle. We've heard a lot about you, but for those that don't know, Kyle, you probably do. You've probably seen a beautiful Suzuki out on the
Cedar
track in
City,
Mesquite. Yeah.
She rips, dude. It's so sweet.
Give us kind of a brief bio on yourself, if you would.
Yeah, so like you said, I'm Kyle Kolisz, and I race Works Racing, which is obviously desert racing. I do a little bit of Moto 86. I'm not really a big moto guy, but, I'll just do it because it's seat time. So, yeah, I just do a lot of desert racing and go from there and, just do it. Yeah.
Well, what about you, Dwayne? Give us a little background.
Let's see. My name's Dwayne
It's
Rouse.
got a big background.
Born and raised in Cedar City. I grew up racing motocross since I was 3 years old. Won multiple championships. Went to Loretta's. Never really got to perform too good. That's the thing about Loretta's. It'll sneak up on you if you're not ready.
Yeah, he knows that well.
Yeah. But I raced my whole life, and now I'm getting older, got to work, just pay bills now.
Right on.
And I met Kyle how many years ago?
I think it's 2021 when I first moved up here because I'm from California. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was his uncle that invited me and my other buddy to one of the work races here in Cedar. And when we got there, we started watching him, and I gave him some pointers and whatnot, and he put them out on the track, and he's like, dude, is there a way you can help me out? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And that was pretty much the beginning of when we met. So
yeah.
pretty nice.
Well, so whereabouts in California are you from?
Yucca Valley. So, right by Joshua Tree in 29 Palms. You know that?
Is that the high desert?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like about 40 minutes away from Palm Desert.
Not too surprising you're into desert racing. That's big time out there, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the series NGPC does all over California. So
Gotcha.
that's what I did when I was on a YZ.
Right on. And what brought you to Utah?
Family and school.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely don't like it for riding up here, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not particularly impressed with Cedar City in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot of great
riding
Not a lot
spots.
of great riding. Yeah.
No.
Like dirt wise, it's kind of hard packed and rocky, but
If you love shale or, just rocks galore, yeah, it's great, I guess.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah. It's got a bunch of clay in it, that's for sure. When it rains, it's so rock hard.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
Oh my God, dude. I don't even want to go ride.
There's a little place down here by the dog park I used to like to take Logan.
Oh, that was fun.
And it's got some, you've probably seen it out there off Minersville. Some little humps and jumps and stuff. And I used to take him out there on a 50, and I took him out there one day after a little rainstorm thinking it was going to be good. And I mean, it just rolled up on his tire like you were rolling a snowman. It just got bigger and bigger and bigger. I was like, nope, I guess that's it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But no, school brought me out here and family. So
Right on.
yeah.
And how old are you?
17. I'll be 18 in April.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So school brought you out here, like just
better schooling because the schools in California were like jails. Couldn't do anything. It sucked out there, but it's definitely a lot more freer up here.
they wand you when you go in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
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 One of my employees at the shop, he's from San Bernardino area.
Yeah, that's like an hour down the road.
Yeah.
If
And
that.
he says it's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, on. Well, we're glad to have you, man.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
So you largely do, you said largely off-road desert kind of stuff, and NG or the
Works.
the works
Works racing, yeah.
works. Gotcha.
Yeah, I've been doing that for what? Since I think 2021 is when I first got my first membership for them, and I just fell in love with the thing. I was like, because I did, Joshua Tree, like KOH is at. I rode that. That was like my backyard, and I was like, dude, I love desert. Like, it's my favorite thing. My dad, back in his days, he rode a 500, and desert guy, huge. So kind of took after him, and just desert now. So
Gotcha.
it's fun. It's definitely rough. It's my opinion. It's way better than moto and way harder. Not in any
I don't
means,
know.
but
You get winded pretty fast.
You're gonna be
doing
starting.
moto.
You're gonna be starting some stuff here on the Holeshot Hustle.
no, that's just my opinion. I just desert's been my whole entire life basically. I've only did like two moto races my whole entire life while I was living in California.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I just went to State Fair and like Milestone before they closed.
Oh, okay.
I was on like a 85. Yeah.
Right on.
how did it feel to do your first desert race?
Oh, I don't know, dude. It was tough. I didn't have the stamina at all. I was like, oh my God, dude, these guys are gnarly. And then I was like, all right, well, I want to do this forever. Well, not forever, but for a long time. And then I met him and just kept riding, getting seat time, and slowly slowing down again. I'm just like, oh, I need to get it back up. Because this year I actually just went A-class expert, and I'm going to try to qualify for Pro-Am here in March 7th for the Havasu race. So, yeah, I've definitely gotten a lot faster in the last year and a half.
So sum up desert racing versus moto for us. Like what is it that you like about desert versus moto?
All right, so right now I'm on a Suzuki, and in motocross, the Suzuki, it handles like crap. I don't like it at all. The cornering, it's not good at all. It's like a tank. It's like riding a tank on a track. And in desert, like I'm on a 452, so like in motocross, I'm obviously not that fast in motocross, so I really don't know how to ride a 450 to its fully potential in motocross. So it's kind of definitely harder. But desert, you're fifth gear wide everywhere. Your straightaways hitting. I think my dad clocked me going like 82.
Wow.
One time, and yeah, but off road's definitely a lot tougher, rougher. Dude, my hands. I got this one race from Blythe. Dude, I had gnarly blisters. I had like 6 blisters, and they were like that big. They were gnarly.
It looks pretty sketch. I mean, yeah. You're just wide, and
You got to think like 24/7, like what line to take. Watch out for rocks because they come up fast.
yeah.
I remember one time out here in Cedar, I was it's like on one of the straightaways. I was going for 3rd place, passing him, and there was a slick spot because they just watered, and I hit the slick spot, and so did he in front of me. We both went down. I was probably like 4th pinned, just boom, right over the front. Like, ooh, when the bike came down, hit right here and hit my collarbone. Luckily, didn't break it, but yeah.
Didn't it break your helmet?
Oh yeah, so I have a fly formula, and it snapped both sides and somewhere in the back. Yeah.
He's had it. He had a fly formula split on the big downhill in Mesquite a few years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that downhill's gnarly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got a pretty bad concussion off that. Like Like, I came back and, like, I was just, like, almost, like, every 5 seconds. What happened? It was so bad. Like, I was just, like, drifting off. But
Yeah.
So tell us about the Suzuki. You don't see many Suzukis out there. Maybe you do in off-road, but you're the only Suzuki I think I've seen in Mesquite.
So there's only this one other guy I know that rides a Suzuki, and I don't know him personally, but it's all right. I mean, I definitely think I got the cleanest Suzuki here in 435. It's sick. Yeah.
What draws you to the Suzuki?
Oh, Ken Roxon for sure.
Roxon,
yeah. We got rid of my 2 Hondas that I had, the 250s, and I was like, I want to try something different. And I heard good and bad things about the Suzuki, but I mean, the only thing it sucks at is turning.
Yeah.
And it's a tank. It's like 249, 50 pounds or something like that.
So it wasn't something like your dad rode a Suzuki or anything like that? It's
actually,
skinny,
my dad did have a Suzuki.
Did he?
Yeah. He had an RMX 450, and I actually raced that out here in Cedar and Havasu. It was all right.
Nice.
And I was like, you know what? Let's go get a 450 RMZ. But definitely don't like kicking that thing because I did the grassroots expert race.
Yeah.
And fell over in a corner. I was sitting there kicking. I'm like, oh my God, dude, this sucks. I definitely missed my electric start.
Kickstart Kolisz out there.
Kickstart Kyle right here. Yeah.
That's funny. How did you end up choosing your number? 427.
So that's actually my birthday. So April 27th. So 427. It's been my number for many years now.
Right on.
Yeah.
Very cool. What's been your favorite off-road course? Like where like on the work series,
like course. Oh, I really liked Vernal, but I didn't like how it blew up both my bikes.
Yeah.
It was so silty out there, and that was like probably not one of my favorites, but my favorite's got to be Mesquite. And then I'd probably have to say Prim, but they closed down.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. And then this year they're going to 29 Palms, so right up the road where I grew up.
Okay.
And that's like probably my ultimate favorite drag, like all-time favorite. But
it's like going home, huh?
Yeah. Like literally 15 minutes away from home.
I hadn't heard that they closed Prim. What happened there?
Insurance fell through.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So they were actually supposed to do it here February 7th, and they posted online that it canceled because the insurance of Buffalo Bill's didn't go through. I was like, no way, dude. Like, that's so fast. So fast. Yeah.
Dude, the kid's beast mode at Prim. It's ridiculous.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
One morning it was like they just watered it and it froze over. And this was in 2023. And I was on my 250 and crashed like, I don't know, 6th corner in, like on a straightaway, slid out, dead last. And they all had like probably like a minute on me. And then I came around first lap and first with like a 30-second lead.
Nice.
I was gone. Yeah.
Like none of us even knew that he went down. Like that's how far out front he was.
Wow.
Yeah. We're like, you went down? You know, like his knee brace was broke and that's what gave it away.
Wow.
Yeah.
What braces were you wearing? I'm not going to get those.
Oh, no. Oh, really?
No, I'm kidding.
I think they were Leots. The Leots, like, I forgot what they were.
Gotcha.
But
what's been the gnarliest desert race or just race you've done in general?
gnarliest? Havasu. That track gets beat. It's bad.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people get hurt on that one. Like at least in his age group, there's been several kids that just got totally wiped out there.
Yeah.
What makes it so rough? Like what? We've never actually been there or raced it.
So they got a lot of like really rocky, and big sand whoops, like gnarly. But I mean, the rocks make it bad.
Yeah, it breaks down super fast, so it just gets super whooped out and just rough all the way around.
Gotcha. Now, what's the one with the little river jump that I see they post?
Oh, that's Havasu.
Is that Havasu?
Yeah, that's Havasu. It's the lagoon jump.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that looks bad, man.
Oh,
yeah. It's so ruddy up the lip because it's sandy. You're like, oh, my God, just please get over this good. You're like crossing so you're like hoping you don't get cross-threaded going up it. You're like, please, please, please.
Have you made it over every time?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Send it first lap. I don't even think about it. I just go for it.
They put up the greatest hits or the greatest fails every year on that. I swear.
Yeah.
You know,
never
like,
fails.
My cousin last year ate crap off of it.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah, it was bad last year.
Yeah.
So you guys were saying off camera that you guys raced Iron Mine in 22. So we would have been there. We didn't know who you were at that time.
Mm-hmm.
How do you like Iron Mine?
I like it. It's definitely rider friendly, like Dwayne said. I like it because I went I got first 5 times, so I definitely like it. Doesn't break down a lot. It's kind of holds its like place, but it's all right. I definitely wish I had bigger jumps.
Yeah.
Way bigger. Yeah. But
maybe Dwayne can fix that.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit. You were telling us off camera that you might have your eye on that track, and I'm interested.
Yeah. I've been eyeballing it and keeping in contact with everybody involved with the track right now. And I got a good friend of mine that's willing to go in halves, and we're going to be shooting a number, and hopefully we can land a deal and get her up and going again. And I'm going to revamp it and get some grass out there because it's just straight desert right now. You got to have a homey feeling, you know? So, yeah, that's the goal. I want to get her back up and going. And
dude, that would be amazing.
Yes.
That would be amazing for Cedar, man. I mean,
I'm waiting for Parent because, Bryce Owens. Yeah, I'm pretty good friends with Bryce, and I've been out there a lot, and I'm like, dude, you got to do something to the track because you got the equipment, you got everything. You like, dude, because that place is like, it'd be in such a nice place if it was like prepped and everything.
Oh, yeah.
He's getting a lot done out there so far. He's got to work on the track and open it up. But
we rode out there a lot over the last 2 or 3 years, but it just, I think that's our main. Logan's a little bit of a track snob, admittedly, right? We've talked about that.
Yeah.
Right.
I think all of us moto guys are a little spoiled. That's why I can't do desert.
If it don't have like really nicely faced lips on the jumps and, groomed well, he kind of turns his nose up at it. And the last few times we've been out there, he's like, Dad, the track's pretty clapped, And I appreciate what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
But like once they actually get some equipment on it and get some water on it and start doing something with it, I think
finally got a
really
water
cool.
well out there a while ago.
Yeah.
Like last year sometime.
And he was working on the water truck. I know that they had a cylinder head that had a crack, and he was looking for a cylinder head. I've seen him post recently that he was doing a little watering. I don't know if he's just limping the truck along or if he actually.
I think that was his bed track he was working on.
Was it?
Yeah.
But yeah, once they actually have all those problems resolved,
it'll be sick.
Yeah, I hope that everybody should support them because they are really working hard and they've been really putting a lot of effort out there, and I'm excited to see, because he's got the main track. He's got a little. They actually tore down the little peewee track, but I think they were getting ready to try and work on that again. And then they had a little vet track. The vet track's actually fun. I like riding that. I'm not a rider at all, but I like going out and hitting some of those little jumps. They're pretty nice for an old fat guy to hit.
Right. Yeah, like that would be another thing that would be awesome is if we have 2 tracks right here in the backyard, we can do series back and forth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it would be pretty cool.
So did you? So it sounds like maybe you rode in the heyday of Cedar, like when that other track out.
Yeah, the old Cedar Raceway.
Yeah, did you ride on that?
Yeah, I grew up racing out there with Eli Tomac, Blake Savage, which is Ken Roxon's wife's brother. Even Levi Hall, he's one of my best friends. We grew up together and have a blast. He was getting back into racing, but unfortunately his hand won't allow him to hang on anymore from getting landed on by Jason Anderson.
Oh, wow.
But
Chase Holyoke,
Chase,
Flying Hawaiian,
Cappy Kawakia, Brandon Kawakia.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, we even had Michael Lieb out there. We had the Alessi brothers out there.
Wow.
Oh yeah, we had tons of big names out there.
And now they turned it into a living area.
Yeah.
So shocker.
I watched that happen.
It was a heartbreaking day when they started dozing that. I was just like, man.
Yeah, we never got to actually ride out there or anything. It was closed long before Logan came along, but I heard nothing but great stories about it. And I definitely, that was another one. I actually called a realtor about it and tell me how much this is.
They want it a lot.
Yeah, it's like 600,000 for this, 600,000 for that, 600,000. I was like, I'm out.
Right.
Yeah.
It was nuts. It was rough. But yeah, that place was awesome. We had 4-stroke nationals out there and all sorts of stuff. Like it was booming back in the day.
Right.
That I grew up riding that, and it every time I rode that track, I got faster and faster and faster, and it's like the ultimate track. And I kind of want to take what I learned from that track, and put it in the iron mine.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty sweet.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Have you rode Oasis yet?
Yeah, like the Three Peaks Oasis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that track is also very gnarly.
That's
Got
where the works was.
tree roots every corner. It's
Yeah.
bad. I'm not looking forward to if I qualify for Pro-Am, dude. 2 hours race. Oh, I'm not looking forward to that.
Really?
There's no way. No. But I'll just do it for experience.
You're
Just
going to
say
do
I
it
did
anyway, huh?
Yeah, if I qualify, yeah, I'll just
Yep.
send it.
Those jumps out there are pretty big. I actually whiskey throttled the big, like, kind of step-up triple, like 30 feet, just, like, flat landed.
Yeah, you remember when they had those triples out there, those huge triples
Yeah.
before they tamed them down? Yeah, those were massive. I hit them on my 250, like fourth wide. I was like flying through there. I'm like, oh my God, dude, this is sick. I love jumps. Like, ask him, I'll hit anything. I won't even think about it. I'll just go. It might take me a couple laps, but I'm like, dude, I love jumps.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about your training program. Like, what you're Kyle's trainer. Like, what, like, don't share any trade secrets, but I mean, what are you guys working on?
Like we work on like techniques, like corner speeds and staying loose on the bike, proper form, and just,
Dude, if you look at my form from like 2 years ago or 4 years ago,
super stiff.
bad. Yeah. Compared to now,
Yeah.
massive difference. Yeah.
And you said that you'd been to Loretta's.
Yes.
How many times did you go to Loretta's?
I've went 3 times.
Oh wow,
3 times. Yeah.
nice.
Back in the easy days.
Oh man,
As Tomac
when you
is
did it.
my generation. Okay.
that's an interesting question. Who were the big names at Loretta's the 3 times you went? Can you think of any?
Definitely Tomac was one of them.
Dude, that you were at Loretta's with Tomac.
Yeah.
Dude, that is
I couldn't touch
awesome.
him. I couldn't touch him. He was so
We
fast.
probably gapped him by like 3 minutes.
Yeah. But yeah.
Dude, still, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's one of my favorite Supercross riders ever.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You can't go wrong with ET.
I know now that Jet Lawrence is out, dude, ET's got a chance.
That's serious.
I don't know though. Ken Roxon's looking good this year.
Yeah.
He definitely
Yeah.
is.
That's true.
Tomac looks to me like he's lit up though.
Oh yeah.
He wants it.
Oh yeah.
The way he passed Sexton,
Oh dude,
man.
that was monstrous right there, dude.
passed him like he was standing still, dude. I was like, whoa, he's on it, man.
Yeah. It was awesome.
So who else? You had Tomac there.
Yeah. Oh. There was a time I was against Anderson.
Wow.
Of course, my buddy Levi Hall. He was supposed to be like one of the big dogs. Like he's won multiple championships, but unfortunately, like at one point, the industry literally just gave up on him. And he was like, "All right, well, I'm done." He never touched a bike, even watched a race or anything for 12 years.
Wow.
Until I got him in, back into it. And now that's all he wants to do. But unfortunately, the hand keeps him limited. But then, let's see, Michael Lieb was one of them. Kyle Partridge was one of them. His brother, what was it? Jared Partridge, but yeah, there was several guys.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
What'd you qualify at Loretta's on?
I grew up on Hondas. So the first year I went, it was on,
125 or 85?
No, it was an 80. It was
80.
before the 85s came out. Got to remember, I'm old.
So what year would this have been, you think?
Jeez, that was forever ago. I don't remember the first 2 years, what exact years they were. Like my last year was 08.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
That I went, and I was pretty much an old fart then too. But yeah, I went on a CR80, then I went on a CR125, and that bike was gutless. The worst year.
Yeah.
It was just whatever we did to it, it had no power. Like I'd be fifth wide open, still coming up short on everything. Then I went my last year
450.
on a 450. Yeah.
Wow.
When he was like 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Were you? 12?
Let's see. My dad put me on the 450 when I was 12.
Wow.
That's crazy.
But
So Logan's age.
Right.
yeah. Dude, the pictures of me riding that bike is hilarious. Like, I'm standing up and there's like that much room between my butt and the seat.
I'll bet.
But yeah, I can't remember the age because from that 450 I went to Loretta's on was an 02 CRF 450. First year that Honda did the 450. And we still have that bike.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's like my ultimate favorite bike to ride. It's like home. You've been on it so many times. You just know what it's capable of. You're just, you can do anything on it.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
that's
just
a piece of history at this point, you know?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's rad.
Yeah. And it was when Ron at Ron Sporting Goods, when he was alive, he sold it to us and he's like, Honda will never make a bike like this again. And he was getting that bike's a rocket out of the hole because that year the flywheel was bigger.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's a fun bike. Like, it scares me now because the power is just so ridiculous. Now that I'm getting older, I'm like, meh. But it's fun.
I had never had a dirt bike before when Logan came home and said, I need a dirt bike. He was like 5 years old or 6 or something like that. And I looked at him and I was like, they don't make dirt bikes that small. How about a 4-wheeler? We'll get you a little 4-wheeler. And he's like, no, my friend up the street has one. And I was like, all right. And so we looked into it, sure enough. And so I got him a little TTR and I got me a little pitter, like a little
110.
It was like a 110, but it was like a,
Like
I
middle.
think it was a Cowie version. It wasn't the Honda, but it was a old beat up, man. Had DC graphics on it. It was just beat up. And
Old DC days.
yeah.
Right.
And then I decided, well, I probably ought to get myself like a bigger, like a big boy dirt bike. And so I let some guy at a shop talk me into the 450. You know how the salesmen try to sell all the adults a 450.
God, yeah.
And I was like, sure, And that thing, I mean, for like 3 months, it's just scared me to death. And I was like, I have made a huge mistake getting this bike.
Right.
For my first bike. I mean, it was wild. I was like, who needs this much power?
Oh, yeah.
And then to hear Tomac the other day on Gypsy
it's
Tales.
too slow.
Yeah.
Like, bro.
450s are too slow. And I'm like, what are you talking about, bro?
And that
Especially
bike
the
is
stock.
always barking, too.
The funny thing is, like, my friend up the street had like one of those electric dirt bikes, and my dad thought I wanted a real one, which I kind of did. So I was expecting him to get me like an electric.
Turns out he wanted one of them little razors.
Yeah, it was actually one of them. But then,
My life would have been cheaper if I'd have just bought one.
For real, huh?
but he brought me a little 110, so I really enjoyed that. And that
was a TTR 50.
Yeah, TTR 50. And then we started like watching YouTube videos, and then I saw people racing, and I just like, I kind of want to race. And then it took like a few months to get used to it. But then my first race was in St. George at that track before. That was actually the last race they closed down.
SGMX.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to ride that?
Never.
No, that's a bummer.
I heard it was really good, though.
Yeah. I wish we'd have got to ride it more. It was really sad to see it close down.
Guess what, though?
Yeah.
It's all covered by houses now.
Yeah, I'll bet. I haven't been out that way in a while, but yeah I'll bet.
Yeah, that was my first race ever, and it was actually a mud race, and I crashed like 4 times and still got the victory at like 10-second lead.
Dang.
Nice.
That's sick.
But
What bike were you on? 110?
no, I was actually KTM 50.
Oh, sick.
So yeah, that mud kind of scared me because out of the gate I was squirrely and I was like almost dead
Yeah.
last. But then I caught up to everyone because they were like slowing down, crashing. It was kind of funny.
It's a heck of a way to start your moto career for a mud race.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my first race ever, my dad threw me on a night race
Oh, is
in
that right?
Oklahoma. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we went to Sunset MX and we were on vacation visiting family, and he's like, "Oh, we're going racing." I was like, "All right, sweet. Tomorrow, right?" And he goes, "No, tonight." I was like, "Well, what?"
Under the lights.
Yeah, it was sketch for our first time ever racing and being under lights where, I had dark spots, but
All right.
it was fun.
You don't get to do that very much. He did one in Mesquite before RMX took over. Where the old owners, they used to have some lights and they put them up and we
Yeah.
went down there. But
on summer nights.
There were some huge areas that just weren't lit at all.
I bet you the gravity cavity wasn't lit at all.
No, I don't think so.
Nope.
Yeah, that's what I want to do out at the Iron Mine track. Put lights up and have Friday night races, so get off work and you're like, oh, let's go race.
Dude, that'd be awesome. They're doing that up at Jordan River now in the summer, and that would be so awesome if they had that, if you did that.
Yeah.
I've never been to Jordan River.
Dude.
I've only been to OCA.
Are you kidding? You need to go to Jordan River, dude. Yeah. That dirt is...
They have massive jumps, like fat.
I like them.
Yeah.
Dude, the dirt is like... If you look at the dirt, it's got wood chips in it. Like it is like we went out there one day after a rainstorm. We stayed at his grandma's house in Payson, and then it rained overnight. And I was like, dude, I think we're boned. It's probably like just crap. And we decided to go up there, and it like there's puddles in the parking lot and everything. But yeah, the track, it just made it perfect, dude. It was so
chocolate
tacky.
Cake out there.
It was tacky. Like he could just grip and he could just rail them corners, even though it had just rained. It was actually better. So yeah, if you ever get the chance, I highly recommend.
I always watch Jace Allred up there, and
I'm
like, dude, I gotta go up there sometime.
Yeah,
that place looks sick. And then that other track that's like, it's up north. It's behind the hills. I forgot what track it.
Oh, Mountain West.
Yeah,
awesome track.
Yeah.
We love riding.
It's private though, right?
It is. What's his name? We asked him to be on the show. Chris
Millican.
No. He's going to see this, so I'm sorry. I forgot your name in the heat of the moment. But, we just went up there and rode a couple of months ago, and Logan actually asked the owner if he wanted to be on the podcast, and he did want to. So. Cool. But yeah, it is privately owned, but he opens that up quite a bit. And then Utah Motor Company, like, part of their series, usually a couple of races of their series are there. But yeah, if you ever get the chance to ride that, that's pretty cool too.
Yeah. I've only been to OCA.
Really?
You know where that one's at, up in Ogden?
Yeah, we haven't rode there since Logan broke his humeral head there.
Oh, dang.
And then we haven't rode there since, but because RMX used to be part of the series.
Yeah.
But then they quit going there, so we quit going there. It's just kind of an offbeat track now. At this point, you have to have like since you have to know somebody to get you in, or you have to pay that big fee or whatever. So we just don't get up there very often. But it is a cool track.
Yeah, it was sick.
Really good dirt.
Love the dirt there.
Yeah, it was really good dirt. You go to Cache Valley? You ever been to Cache Valley?
Yeah.
Really good dirt there too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's up in Idaho. Yeah, they have the works race up there.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, where they go out through the corn and stuff.
Oh my god, dude, the corn was so funny. People coming back like cornering their freaking front helmet. I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, no, that track was fun.
So, what have you got coming up, man? Like, what are you working for? What's in your immediate future here?
Honestly, I mean, it's too late to go like get like a ride or something. So I mean, I'm just working now and doing races on the side, but. Yeah, I mean, this year I'm doing expert, and I'm just going to do select rounds, like do whatever ones I want, closer ones. So, yeah. And
you don't ride any of the RMX stuff? You don't race any of the RMX? No. I thought I saw some results for you. But
I did Moto 86.
Okay.
So, kind of RMX, yeah. Last year I did the, what was it? 2023, I think it was. Yeah, because that was when I was competing for the championship in the 250C class.
Okay.
Stacked. The first race I did there, I came out third out of like 50 people. It was a bunch. Got 2/3 overall. And then did the next round, I got like a 4th and a 5th or something like that. And then I was actually riding his dad's track. And there was this one section where you can quad in. So it's kind of like, they're like whoops. And I was going around the track and I was quadding in like every single lap. And this one lap, I don't know what I did, but I think I seat bounced it too hard and got wheel spin and bucked me over and sent me like 35 feet and broke the collarbone. And
I saw that.
Yeah. I was out until like mid-April.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Your dad's track, you got a track somewhere? You holding out on us or what?
Yeah. My parents built a track in the backyard when we moved out in the valley, and that was my place to train growing up. I'd go to school, come home, snow, rain, sunshine. I was always out there.
Nice.
And it's a little bit more mild now. It used to be a full-blown technical Supercross track.
Wow.
And now it's mild because my old man still rides.
I still crashed on it, so it's not that mild.
He was just showboating. No.
Yeah.
But
No, that crash was gnarly. That rung my bell for sure.
Did
I
it?
got up and
Yeah.
I was like, dude, like at first I didn't know I broke it. And I went to go pick up my bike because it was upside down, like on its bars and everything. I was like, he's over there laughing. I'm like, bro, it's not funny, dude. It's not that funny. And I tried to go pick up the bike and I dropped my shoulder down. I just felt it move forward. I'm like, yep, she's done. So
Is that your first collarbone break?
Yep, first
Really?
collarbone. And it really, honestly, it didn't even hurt. to
Really?
me. Yeah, like I was just sitting there. I was shivering because I was just like the shock. And then luckily my girlfriend came over and helped me like get undressed and like get over to the hospital. But yeah, it sucked because I couldn't lay on the side like in bed when I go to bed. I couldn't lay down.
Right.
Just kind of had to like prop myself up. Yeah, collarbones, they hurt.
You did pretty
After.
good if you made it to 17 with no collarbone breaks.
Yeah.
right, for real.
Dude, I've had so many crashes though. I've gotten lucky. Like the one I told you out in Cedar where like fourth gear pin and over the bars and the bike came down, hit right here, scarred and hit the collarbone.
Mm-hmm.
So lucky it didn't break it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many bones have you broke racing?
My wrist and this.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Dude, you're
Jealous.
doing good.
Out of 13
You broke a
years.
few of them?
Oh yeah, at least over 100.
100 bone breaks?
Oh yeah.
Holy cow,
Yep,
dude.
Broke both my legs at the same time.
No
all
kidding.
sorts of
Femurs?
stuff. No, tib and fib.
Okay.
Right above the ankles. I did break my right femur. I actually got landed on in the frame of the bike, hit right there and snapped it up.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's a loud snap. I don't. It makes you cringe thinking about it.
Don't recommend femur breaks for sure.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. The lifeline bill alone, I'm sure, is astronomical.
Yeah, for real.
Does your dad and your parents like come and like support you, or
So
are you
actually-
kind of like off on your own, or?
No, so my dad actually supports me a lot. My parents are divorced, but my mom still tries to come to him a lot. But no, my dad, he works down in California right now. He tries to make them. If he can, he can't. It's like I got him. It's all good.
Right on.
But he comes down to practice here and there. It's usually just me and him. And then he'll obviously go to the races because he'll take me and him to the races. And then, so he supports me a lot, and I'm very thankful for that. And so does he.
Nice. What's the best piece of advice you ever got from your dad?
Oh my God, he's gave me so many pieces of advice, dude. Just be yourself. Don't let anyone get in your head, or like just don't try to be someone else. Just be your own self.
Do you get nervous at the gate at all? And like, what is your routine, like packing the gate and stuff like that?
All right, so for the first few years of racing, I was, dude, so nervous. Like I was shaking bad. It took me a little bit, and then now I'm like that kid that's like so hyped up, like going around and giving high fives, like let's go, getting everyone pumped up, and I don't get nervous at all. Only thing I worry about is gate starts is going into that first corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never, knock on wood, never been in a pile up
Really?
my whole entire racing life. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But no, I mean, if you get nervous, just don't think about it. Just don't let it get in your head. Just go.
You've got a rad energy about you. I mean, you're like, you're really personable, and
Yeah.
you seem like a super likable guy. So that's cool to have. I mean, if you can have that kind of energy at the gate,
yeah.
you're not going to have, a bunch of guys like, I got to beat Kyle. They're just going to be like, he's a rad dude, like.
Oh, I definitely got some people. I'm like, I tell this guy, I'm like, do you see that guy? I'm going to take him out and watch this.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Does it all the time. I'm like, no, you don't want to be that dude.
No, I'm like Bam Bam. I'm not scared to take anyone out.
Yeah.
I don't do it on purpose, but I mean, if it's racing. If it happens, it happens.
Rubbing is racing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't call it bar banging for nothing. I mean, nobody wants to hit anybody
No,
or have an
not
accident,
intentionally,
right?
no.
But yeah.
And
I mean,
if like someone cuts me off or cross jumps me, I'll get pissed and I'll fall and just T-bone them.
yeah.
I'll just take them out. I've definitely done that in a few desert races. I've
Have you
taken
really?
a few people out. Oh yeah.
Or Ammon.
Oh yeah. I took out
Hammond?
Hammond. Yeah.
I've heard he's kind of aggressive too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Hammond's-
yeah.
yeah.
He's aggressive.
He's gone fast. Props to that kid
He
though.
has.
He's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sent Kyle a text. We're going to try and get them on the show. So if you see him, let him know we're trying to hunt him down. We're trying to get him on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has been really making a name for himself. He kind of
And
came
they
out of
race-
nowhere.
They
Like,
race every weekend.
yeah.
Yeah.
When we left the series in 22 or 23, I guess it was, we didn't know who they were even. And
Yeah.
then we kind of got familiar with them with a little bit of the work series, the Battle of the Borders. We tried to sign up for that. And then,
Jackrabbits.
he's a member of the Jackrabbits too. But all of a sudden out of nowhere, like who's this Ammon guy? So,
he just got fast out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And speaking of jackrabbits, that was the first ever race I did 250 expert on.
Was it?
Yeah, and I did pretty good. I off the start I got like 6th or something like that, and like a few corners in, I passed for second. Was holding like second like the whole race, and I don't know what I did, but I had to pit a bunch, and I took the Joker lane like one lap, and I think I did.
It was the
I took
last lap.
Last lap.
The Joker.
I took the Joker, and 2 people passed me in that time. And I thought I had a pretty good lead on him, but apparently not. And I got 4th. I was so bummed. I'm like, no way, dude. An hour and 30 of racing for my first time. Yeah, that was on my Honda.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Now that we're a little bit into the Supercross season. Do you watch Supercross? I assume you do.
Every weekend.
Who you got for the winner in the 250 class?
Yeah.
East or West?
Ooh,
both.
Trip.
If it's split, give me both.
Right.
Dude, I want to say Hayden Deegan for West, but dude, Juju's looking so good.
Yeah.
Juju's like on fire. I mean, the PC curse is real. Everyone's out for West. All those PC guys are out. So obviously not Marge Banks or Masterpool or none of them. So I'd probably definitely have to say Deegan or Juju.
Yeah.
And then for East, I don't want to say Kitchen. I don't like him, but
What do you got against Kitchen?
I don't know. He's kind of I don't know. He was scared to race Hayden at A1, so
It kind of seemed that way, didn't it?
The way he was talking, his
All that
smack
smack
and
talk
backs
and-
out last minute.
all because of an illness.
Yeah.
But no, for East, I don't even know who's racing East. I forgot. What are the big guys?
I'm not sure either, to be honest with you. I've just been kind of like looking at him.
Hampshire.
Yeah.
He's going to be
Oh yeah,
one of them.
Vial. Vial's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
It's going to be between RJ and Tom. Vial for sure.
Probably good picks. What about the 450? Who you got?
Yeah.
Ooh, obviously not Jet because that's who I was going for.
Yeah.
Probably Tomac or Roxon. I hate Sexton. Don't like him at all.
I'm the
Ask him
I'm
every
the
single
same way.
weekend, yeah.
I don't know what it is about him.
You just don't. You get a good weird vibe off him. He just. I don't know. I don't like Sexton.
He seems like one of them.
I think
hey,
it's
what's up,
because
bro?
he's so calm
Yeah.
that everybody's like, what's wrong with him? You know what I mean?
Every weekend, I ask this guy. I always I'm like, dude, watch. He's gonna tuck his front in this corner. Watch. He's gonna tuck his front in this corner.
He does tuck corners.
Like last year, it was like literally every
Every
race.
single
You're like,
corner.
oh, he's up front. Well, not for too long.
Right.
You know? But he's actually doing pretty good this
Yeah, he
year.
is.
But
He's fast.
He's got to find his
But for
upper speed.
He
better
impressed me a
starts.
lot during the outdoor series,
yeah.
though, because some of them, like when he didn't get some good starts and he marched
Like
from the
when-
bank,
when
from
he,
the back.
Hangtown, I think it was
Yeah.
40th to first last lap.
Yeah.
3 corners to go. That was sick.
He definitely blew me away on a couple of those. It was like, wow,
Yeah.
he's got it in him.
Yeah.
Same with Jet though. He went 22-0.
Yeah.
No one has it. Well, actually, there's been a few people, but that's insane for 19 or back at the time 19, 20. I think he was.
Right.
But for 450, I'd probably have to say Tomac.
Yeah.
Tomac, Roxon,
Yeah.
and Sexton is going to be the overall.
I hope that Tomac gets it, if for no other reason than it's he's saying it's his last one. I mean, we don't know. He kind of said on the Gypsy Tales, he's like, I don't know. Depends on how good I do, So,
Yeah.
maybe not, but if it is, I hope he goes out on a high. I think that'd be cool.
Leaves with the championship.
Yeah.
Because he's doing motocross too, isn't he?
I don't know. Have you heard that he's going to do motocross?
He might. I think he was.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. Because I think he's going for it all,
Be good.
Yeah, especially with Jet out for motocross.
Yeah.
Jet's insane on motocross. He's something else. He's a beast for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be.
I'm old school. I still think the GOAT was the best outdoors and indoors.
Ricky Carmichael.
Yeah.
To me, it's wild to watch some of the old like 06, 07 races on
yes.
YouTube and stuff. I wasn't personally, I wasn't raised around dirt bikes, so I didn't watch that stuff. I was aware of who they were, especially Ricky. But I didn't really like watch that stuff until he kind of came along, and then I started kind of going back and looking at that stuff, and I watched that stuff, the outdoor stuff in like 06, 07.
Oh, yeah.
It is bananas how fast those guys look like they're going.
Especially-
Compared
they're
with now,
insane.
Yeah.
they don't look like they're going as fast now. And they probably are.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just smoother and the bikes are smoother.
Yeah.
But those battles between Ricky and James,
those
dude,
older
like,
guys, like at that time, they were just super physical with their bikes, and they meant business,
Yeah.
And now the new riding style is more in control, so it looks just super smooth. It looks slow, but it's actually a lot faster.
Right.
But yeah, that's what he said the other day. We just happened to watch, I think it was a Daytona of 06.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the 250s with Trey Kennard, or not Trey Kennard. It was
some dude on a Honda. I don't know. He was ripping though. I'm like, dude, there's no way. This looks way
Dino.
faster than these
It
guys.
does. It looks so much fast. It looks twice as fast, I swear.
Bikes sound so, well, I wouldn't say better, but they sound like they're hauling the metal.
cooking. Yeah.
I mean, it is rarely that I like bite my nails when I'm watching a modern race, but like
Right.
those Ricky and James battles, dude, it's like, oh my gosh, they're
super
crossing
intense.
each other up, and it's
Dude,
like, oh
James
my
Stewart
gosh.
was probably the best Supercross rider ever.
Yeah.
Like, in my
Dude,
opinion.
when he was dead last on the 125, got up and went all the way up front, like that was just straight beast mode. Like you can never forget that. That was insane.
So, Dwayne, I'm curious, like who got you into racing? How did that happen for you, going way back?
It was actually my dad that got me into it because he grew up doing it, and his dad was doing racing too. Yeah,
Wow.
like
So that would have been like back in the 70s then.
50s.
50s.
Wow.
Yeah, we got a trophy of my grandpa's that's 1955.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a wood one.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's all wood. But yeah, my grandpa grew up racing, and he mechanicked for my dad's cousin, J.D. Wilson or Williams. I can't remember. That's horrible. But yeah, like my dad, he grew up racing Indian Dunes, Saddleback, and all of that. And he didn't even have a car for the longest time. All he did was ride his dirt bike back and forth to work.
Wow.
And so he was huge into it. Then he got me, it was an ATC 70. That was the first thing he got me. And I seen a sticker of a guy leaning off the side doing a corner, and I was like, I guess that's how you do it. So I started doing it. My dad's like, wait, this kid could probably ride. So he bought me a bike. It was a little 50 and did really good on that. Then it was a XR 100, and he's like, okay, well, we're going to start getting real serious. And yeah, that's how it all started.
Who were the pro riders you were aspiring to back then? Back in that day?
It was McGrath. He was my all-time favorite. It was McGrath. You can't forget that little goatee and the spike hair, That was my thing. Like
Krusty D were raised on Krusty Demons, yeah?
Yep. Krusty Demons. And yeah, man, this is bringing back a lot of memories. This is awesome.
Yeah, that is cool. Well, it's cool to hear you talk about, Tomac at Loretta's, and that's got to be really cool, like watching the races now and be like, dude, I lined up against that guy.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Because I raced with him and he's making the big bucks and racing, and I'm working.
Well, it makes me think, I mean, there's probably some kids at the line that I can think of off the top of my head that Logan lined up against, like Chase Brennan, Sawyer Geek for sure, I think is probably, going to be somebody that we're watching on Pro Moto and Supercross someday. And, that's cool. It's cool to think that he's going to kind of go through that same kind of thing where, like, he's going to have these cool stories about lining up against these guys and, and be
I'm the
a working stiff too. And,
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I'm the total opposite. I'm lining up with desert guys over here
Yeah.
with pro riders, but
I know. We were talking the other day coming back from Mesquite. I was like, dude, I give you props. I can't do desert. That's my biggest weakness is I can't read it fast enough. Because I will hold the throttle wide open, but I can't read it fast enough. Next thing you know, it's turning, and I'm going straight. You know? So I give them huge props to be able to do desert.
It's got to be so loose, I mean, you guys, you moto track guys are used to having some ruts to hold you in, and some chocolate cake, and you desert guys. I mean, when you're going around corners, it's
I mean, the only reason why I go to motocross tracks is honestly just get seat time.
Yeah,
like. I don't care to race them. I don't care to do anything to them. Just ride them and get better. And then obviously ride like out past Iron Mine and the desert loop and stuff. But yeah, I'm strictly desert.
So do you ride in Tyler Lynn's class?
No.
Okay.
So 450A, I'll be like he's 450 like pro, like double A.
Okay.
But I'll be with like 450A. I don't even know who's in that one. Not like huge names, but Pro-Am, there's some decently. Yeah, like Pro-Am, there'll be Jace Allred.
Okay.
Caden Lynn. Austin Wallace. Just a few little guys that are pretty fast at moto.
Right on.
But yeah.
Jace is fast. That's interesting to see him doing desert this year.
Yeah.
Has he done a desert before and I just wasn't aware of it? Oh, really?
Yeah, he's done a few select rounds.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, yeah, when he first actually ever got on SLR Honda, because I'm friends with Jason, so when he first got on SLR, I'm like, dude, you doing desert or what? He's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, heck yeah, that's sick. And then he just rode Supercross. He tried to do A1, or no, I forgot what race it was. Definitely wasn't A1. It was last year, sometime last year. Then he crashed and injured himself and took a break. And then, he's doing desert this year. And then I don't think he's doing fully desert, though, this year. I think he's going to switch between, but I'm not entirely sure.
That's another guy that, Logan kind of grew up watching at the RMX races, and now he's heading off to
he's fast.
Some big stuff.
Right.
It's cool to see.
Yeah. And SLR is actually in my hometown, Yucca Valley. Their shop.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. They're 20 minutes down the road from me. They're like on the opposite side of the town. So like at the end. Mm-hmm. So
when we went to ride Mountain West 2 months ago, I think it was, Tyler Lynn was out there, but I don't know who he was. I'm not familiar with desert.
Because he was on Chaparral, Kawasaki.
Yeah.
Or Precision, Chaparral, I think, Precision Concepts, Kawasaki. Yeah. And then he got picked up by SLR.
Yeah, this super fast guy on a Honda. I was like, holy cow, who's this guy?
And then his brother's Caden Lynn.
Yeah.
His brother's Caden Lynn. He's fast too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were super fast. Right on.
I'm definitely going to go back to Honda though.
Are you?
Yeah, I don't like the Suzuki. If I'm going to be honest, I don't like the way it rides, handles, nothing.
The saddest thing is that Suzuki pulls so hard.
Yeah.
Does it really?
Of the hole.
I'm not even joking.
Hard.
It'll pull a stock YZ450.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like I have a video of the Works race here in Cedar last year when he was on it. Dude, he was gone before everyone started going. I was like, holy crap. Like
and I didn't jump the start either.
Mean.
Yeah, that bike, it definitely pulls. So it's not a bad bike. People talk down on it, but overall, I mean, it's all right. It's definitely not slow. There's no way.
Yeah.
No, it's not slow.
I honestly think if we can get that suspension dialed.
Suspension sucks on
bike.
Who's your suspension guy?
No, I mean, he does it, but no one.
You do suspension too?
Yeah. Do it all.
Jack all trades over here, man. Yeah. You're going to be an interesting guy to know, so that's cool. So I'm curious, so I've heard of, Brandon Kalamaki. I've never met him personally, but he follows Logan, and Logan follows him. Chase runs Napa, so with my business, I know Chase pretty well.
Yeah.
Are there any other Cedar guys around here that have been doing this stuff and were kind of big like you guys back in the day that I'm unaware of?
Oh man, I know there was a few, but they ended up moving out of town and whatnot.
Gotcha.
But I think like Chase and Brandon, I think his brother Cappy's still around, or he might have moved to St. George or something.
Is that Brandon's brother?
Yeah,
okay.
Cappy, he was fast too. And we had a few that were here in town, but I think that's just us few that's left. So I
asked Chase a couple of weeks ago if he wanted to be on the show, and he's like, dude, I've had so many concussions, I'm not sure I'd be able to remember much of anything.
Dude, he weeded it so hard on my dad's track, and the whoops just tumbled, and he gets up and he's pulling on the bars, straightening them up, then gets back on it, keeps ripping. It was fun watching him. I was in a wheelchair at the time when he rode my parents' track.
Oh, wow. Is that when you broke both your legs?
Yeah. Just out there watching him rip. It was fun watching him.
Well, I think it'd be cool to have like maybe, you old dogs come on sometime, you and Chase and Brandon or something.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool.
I'm always interested to hear, since I wasn't involved with that and stuff. Yeah. And it's always interesting for me to hear the history on it.
Yeah.
I'd like to get like the Bruffs from RMX to come in because I'm only familiar with RMX, but obviously there was something going on, before RMX, kind of became the dominant, and I'd like to hear how they got started and why and stuff like that, and kind of go back in the history. Right. So what was the series called when you were doing it here in Utah?
It was USRA. It was AARA.
So USRA used to do moto stuff, but now they've kind of gone off and done desert stuff.
Desert stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because desert's better.
You think that's why they did it?
Probably.
Have you talked to him?
No.
No?
I'm just assuming because desert is better.
Oh, man.
He just doesn't like getting waxed.
Let us know in the comments. Desert or moto?
Right. Go moto.
That's right. Controversy in the comments. It's attention. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like one of my ultimate memories of Brandon Kolisz was when the Lessie brothers showed up to Cedar Raceway. It was when they were on the CRF 250s. Brandon was on, I think he was on a YZ 250, like 2-stroke, if I remember right. But he might have raced the 4-stroke too. But he handed Mike and Jeff their butts.
I've heard he was pretty fast.
Like he was hauling. And I was like, man, that's awesome. A local boy just showing them how it's done. You can't beat that.
That's rad.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, any shout outs or sponsors you want to thank or anything before we close it out?
I only have a few, but I'd like to thank Scott Primo. He's at Works a lot. He gives me good goggles and helps me a lot. I swear every single time I buy a pair of goggles from him, I'll pull a whole shot and get the dub. I swear every single time.
Is this actually somebody at Scott up north?
No, at the Scott goggles, like Scott Motorsports. He comes down, he brings down like a Scott setup. It brings down like all the new goggles, like any kind of goggles, and then just is at Works or he's not at the moto races. He's strictly, I think, at the desert ones.
He obviously likes desert too, man.
Oh yeah, right. Seems Primo. Yeah, Primo likes desert. And
Come on, Primo.
Yeah, and then who else? Engine Nice, IMS Products. Who else? I don't even know. Dwayne. My dad, my mom. Yeah.
Right on.
Heck yeah.
How about you, Dwayne? Anybody you want to thank or?
Me for being awesome.
Yeah. Or I'd kick his butt. One of the two. I can't thank Kyle for, the opportunity that he listens to me. He's willing to work on stuff. Like we've got to the point that we're practically like family. Like he calls me his second dad. It's
nice.
funny.
Literally. Yeah.
And, and like his dad and I, we bonded. We're like, he calls me his brother pretty much. So,
right on.
I can't thank the Kolisz family. They're awesome. So.
My brother races UTVs.
Yeah?
Yeah, he has an RS1. He doesn't really race anymore because he's a fireman. It's just kind of too expensive, especially for the UTVs. He does the works, and he's done a couple short course races too.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is he up here too, or is he down in California?
No, he's here.
Right on.
Yeah, he lives with us, and then he works down in Dameron Valley, and that's it, in Gold Cross up here in Cedar.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it was an absolute pleasure getting to know you, and we wish you best of luck in your endeavors with the off-road stuff and desert racing, and
thank you.
Fantastic to meet you guys, and we look forward to seeing you down in Mesquite at a practice or something like that.
Might be down there Sunday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We should be down there too, so we'll look for you.
All right.
Sick.
Right on.
We're gonna have to park together.
Right.
But thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been awesome hearing all your stories, and really cool that you got to race with Eli Tomac. Like, he's one of my favorite pros. Like, it's so cool. Like, I wish I could race with him.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was quite an experience. I'll always remember those because once you see what he's doing now, it's like, that's pretty cool.
Oh. No, Jace Allred's like my Tomac. Yeah, dude, I lined up with Jace Allred, dude.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah, but Jace is definitely going places.
I think he's 250 pro, though. I'm not sure if he's pro am anymore, but still same race. We're still racing the same race, same time, just different line.
Yeah.
But
a couple guys from our series, Jace Allred, Grayson Townsend, you probably heard of him.
He's on SLR now.
Yeah. Cohen Jackman, I think, is going to be somebody we're watching on TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's out right now. He just got injured.
Yeah.
I know Garrett Marchbanks is from up north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, Logan's very first number one plate there. It was at a race at he won the Utah State Championship at OCA.
Yeah.
And I guess Marchbanks had been there the day before or the week before the
And
race.
signed 'em.
And he signed all the number one
that's
plates.
sick.
So Logan got one.
That's cool.
And then I don't know if we, right there, we got to actually meet him at Supercross a year or two ago. And we're like, hey, man, you signed this kid's number one plate. And he was, I don't even know if he remembered. He was like, oh, okay, go. Yeah.
Nice.
Right. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, Logan,
Yeah.
you want to close it out?
Well, this is the end of the Holeshot Hustle for this episode, and we'll see you next time on the Holeshot Hustle.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks.
Take
See ya.
care. See ya.